And working with Peter Green and Antonio Medina on these circuits over the last 10 years, they were not completely organized. So here is the organization. This is circuit one, the block being the accommodation system. The accommodation system of the primate eye, the visual input is what you look at. The eye continuously adjusts the lens based on retina sensing. And the feedback control system is, it senses blur, micro blur, and feeds back to the lens of the eye and changes the lens of the eye to match the power of the visual input. And let's say the case is 0 diopters. You're looking in the distance. That changes the power of the lens to 0 diopters by feedback from the retina. It's a highly sophisticated system. It has a time constant of about 3/4 of a second. I scale these capacitors accordingly. So this system always has a signal that represents what you're looking at internal to the eye. So if you're looking at 20 inches, that's -2 volts. So the output becomes -2 volts. If you're looking at 4 inches, that's -10 diopters. So the changed lens changed by 10 diopters. That is a control system in every sense of the word. Totally reasonable, totally expected. It says that the eye always knows what you're looking at as a long-term history. This is how all normal eyes work. I won't argue defective eye. This is the global normal eye at birth. At birth, the eye will have a refractive state of about +4 diopters. So this whole system works fine, and it is never in a state of blur as long as the refractive state of the positive eye is positive. Only when it becomes negative do you wind up with blur. If you always had a very minimal environment of, say, 20 inches, you'd probably retain about +1 diopter, and there would be no nearsighted, just a positive refraction state, which is completely normal. So if you argue about the eye, then argue about the eye as a control system, not as some kind of defective device, starting with the accommodation system. When the primate eye opens his eyes and there's light on the retina, the system starts working. So the accommodation or the entire eye's power is determined by essentially the average of the signal. And I'll show that on the next drawing.